In this video, I'm in 4.5 cams in motion, and I'm going to be specifically demonstrating the Pear cam. One of the things you need to pay close attention to is the number that you chose for your nominal diameter. Your numbers may not match up with the dimensions that I'm plugging in my example here, because you may have a 2.5 and I'm demonstrating the 1.5. So you just got to pay attention and plug in your correct number when I say so. After you've chosen a nominal diameter, you're going to go into the cam dimension drawings link here, which will take you to this page. So for the Pear cam, let's say my nominal diameter that I chose was 1.5. So to figure out the radius of this circle, I would take a quarter of d. So what is d? D is the nominal diameter. So 0.25 times my 1.5 gives me the radius. So wherever you see a d, you're plugging in your nominal diameter and multiplying it times that fraction to figure out that dimension. So the next thing we're going to do, now that you understand the dimensioning, is go into Inventor. And the first step that we're going to do is a file new. We're going to go English, standard inch IPT, and hit create. And then I'm going to do a file, save as. Now you're going to navigate to wherever your teacher is telling you. For my class, it's going to be in your student folder, and you should have made a new folder called 4.5 cams. In there, once you navigate there, you can then go ahead and change the file name to whatever cam you're doing. So for this example, it's the Pear cam. And then hit save into your folder. After you're done with that, we're going to start a new 2D sketch on the front plane. And I'm going to start with the little hole that goes all the way through, and that's the same for all the cams. It has a diameter of 3/16 and it goes all the way through. So I'm going to start with that circle. So I'm going to go circle. Notice that the default for Inventor is diameter. You see that dotted line going across from end to end. So that's something to pay attention to. So I'm going to go 3/16 for this diameter. And then I'm going to go back and check some dimensions. The next circle I'm going to draw is this one, which is concentric with this, meaning they share the same center. But we need to figure out how big that is. So I know where it's located, but I don't know how big it is yet. So the radius of that equals half of the nominal diameter. Now for this video example, I'm going to choose 1.5 for my nominal diameter. So if you have 1.5, you lucked out, you're following along with me. If you don't, just know that wherever you see D, you're plugging in your number. So I'm going to take 0.5 times 1.5. That will give me the radius. Now the only problem is that in Inventor, the default when you go to draw a circle is diameter. So I just figured out the radius of this based off my nominal diameter size. But now I need to take that number and times it by 2, because right now that's radius. So I want to times that by 2. So again, I plugged this in and then I took the number and times it by 2 to get the diameter. So for me, it's going to be 1.5. So I'm going to go circle, snap to the center because they're concentric, 1.5, enter, and I now have my second circle. Next, we're going to move into this circle, and there's a few ways you could do it. What I'm going to do is just go up above right along this y-axis and just draw a circle, and then dimension the location of it to the center, which is half of the nominal diameter. So what is that? 0.5 times my nominal diameter is 1.5. This is where you're plugging in your own. So mine is 0.75. So I'm going to go and draw a circle up here. Now you need to make sure you're snapping to the y-axis. And that is going to be, what did I just say? I just saw it. 0.7. Oh, I'm not worrying about that yet. I'm just going to draw a circle first. Doesn't matter how big it is. Just draw a circle. Just as long as it's aligned to the y-axis. Don't worry about how big. Hit escape to get out of the circle tool. And then let's use the dimension tool to locate that circle. Right now, there is no height dimension to it. So I'm going to click the center here, click the center here, drag out my dimension, and we just said that that height should be 0.75. Alright, now the only problem is it's located, but it's not the correct size. So the correct size is, the radius is 1/4 times the nominal diameter. So 0.25 times my nominal diameter gives me 0.375. But that is radius, so I need to multiply that times 2, which is 0.75. So dimension that, 0.75. Enter. So we have a size dimension, we have a height dimension, but we need to tell the software, the dimension left to right. So to do that, we're going to use a constraint, and we're going to vertically align the center of this circle to the center of this circle, so that way that thing can't move left to right. The centers will always stay aligned. So I'm going to go vertical constraint. I'm going to left click the center of this circle and then left click the center of that circle. Notice how it turned purple, which means that that is constrained now. I'm going to hit escape to get out of the vertical constraint. And then the last thing I believe we need to do is draw some lines to connect the circles. So I'm going to go line tool. I'm just going to click somewhere along the edge here, somewhere along the edge here, same thing there, same thing there. So just clicking the edges of the circle, doesn't matter where, just clicking those and then hit escape. The only thing is that those lines are tangent, so we're going to use a tangent constraint to constrain those lines. So I'm going to click on tangent, and I'm going to click the circle and then the line. Same thing here, I'm going to do that again, circle and then the line. So it made a tangent there and it made a tangent there. Do the same thing on the other side, circle, then the line, circle, and then the line. So I did that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Alright, hit escape to get out of that. And then finally I'm going to just do some trimming. So I'm going to go trim tool. I'm going to trim this, this, and this. And I'm going to trim this. So now I have my basic pear shape. But the only thing is, I'm going to finish a sketch and I need to extrude it. You can hit E on the keyboard or you can click extrude. And if you remember from our drawing, it says that it's 3/16 thick. So I need to click. Right now it's not recognizing the profile automatically, so while this is highlighted I may need to click this profile so it knows what to extrude. I'm going to go in the other direction and I'm going to change this to 3/16 and then hit OK. And finally I am going to save. And you are all done with modeling the Pear cam.